Holy shit! Holy shit! People, I so apologize for me bringing this out so late. Like, I just got finished watching it. I am back. I'm DJ Guess. I am back with the regular review, and this is called Rigby's Graduation Special. Now, I gotta calm down because I seriously don't know like what to think. Like, we just got the cliffhanger of all cliffhangers. But yes, this was. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go through it, people. So just bear with me till we get to the good part. Now, we kicked off the episode with, of course, everything's all peaceful. Like everything's just all nice and too. Everything was too nice, pretty much. And honestly, if you've ever gotten that vibe of like it feels like the end, that's kind of the vibe I got when they were like doing that for like the first minute of the episode. So I thought that was interesting. But of course, we get to Mordecai and Rigby just acting like Mordecai and Rigby. And it turns out like Rigby is graduating was graduating that tomorrow morning, and Mordecai was like, "Yeah, it's nice to see that you're graduating." Which, by the way, wait till we get to the parts where Mordecai I thought was being such a douche. My personal love guy, but he was being such a douche. But yeah, as we got into the episode, Principal Dean calls, which I actually wish he was a regular character on this show because he's just so funny in my eyes. But yeah, it turns out he gets to call to Rigby, and he tells him that Rigby, as it turns out, you are going to be on the Inspire America, which will be live on television. When I have found out, I'm like, this guy at one point in time could barely do math. And I'm thinking now he's on a television show to inspire America. And I'm just like, the carrot people, the carrot, it's official. It after this episode, it's official. Rigby he is the MVP. He is the guy that has taken season 7 by storm. The character development, the continuity of him has just been fantastic. Big shout out to the radio show creative team for doing that. But yes, he tells him that, and it turns out Rigby's so nervous because he's gonna have to give a speech. And for him to give a speech, he has to, of course, he goes to Eileen, Mordecai, and Margaret for help. And they were like, dude, what you were doing with that skateboard, that is not going to fly. So, like seriously, it's just inspire America. Like, that's just what I found so interesting and fun about this episode. But as it turns out, while all that was going on, the Dome guys, which I was actually getting really fond of the Dome guys for the Dome experiment. And it turns out they're packing all their stuff, and it turns out the experiment is over. And Pam, aka Benson's friend, he's just trying to find. I gotta go back and watch the episode to where I kind of missed that connection, so it was kind of off for me. So I'm gonna have to go back and check some episodes to see that. But yeah, turns out he's excited because now that the experiment's gone, he can now hang out with Pam. So I like that. I like that because in these specials, you don't really want you don't want to focus too much on that. You want to have a secondary story going on. So I'm glad they had that little thing. So yes, and as the episode goes on, they're setting up the party, and Mordecai again. This is the part where he's being such an asshole in my opinion. But yeah, he was just like seriously, High Fives had to explain it to him. And yes, it turns out Rigby wants his favorite soda. He has to go all the way out of season to get it. And as Mordecai, he drives along. Rigby, of course, as his friend, he's getting nervous. So he calls his best friend Mordecai, obviously, for advice. And then one of the most ouch wrong things I've ever heard a guy say is, why don't you listen to a sad song and that way you'll probably think of an idea? And I'm like, this guy is being such an asshole. I'm sorry. I hate to say that, but he really was being such an asshole. And honestly, I didn't know whether to be mad, go like, or just get pissed, or just laugh. So I did all three. But yes, as it turns out, as we got through the episode, as day breaks, Mordecai And as we're going through the episode, like Benson's still searching for Pam. And let me tell you something, Benson, again, he has just been great in this season also. Like the dome experiment, the dome experiment, when we first saw this, the episode happened, he was great in that, I thought. So yeah, him just like, dedicating himself to find that special person. So I like that aspect of this episode. And also it didn't really take away from what the primary episode was about, which is what I like. They kept those stories intertwined. But yes, as we go on, it's graduation day, and Rigby calls Mordecai again, and he's like, "Dude, where are you? Like, is there anything more important that you're doing right now than helping your best friend?" And I'm like seriously. And here's the thing, granted, Rigby had no idea what Mordecai was doing for him. And when I was thinking about it, I'm like, Rigby, we get it, but like it was just so weird because it's almost like with the Marvel of the Wizard episode, they stayed in character, so Pops really didn't know what was going on. So it was like until Mordecai gets there, Rigby's not really gonna know what's going on, but you can still get Rigby's point. Like Mordecai, even you're trying to surprise him, at least still try to help him, give him some courage or advice somehow. Yes, but I gotta give the props. Everybody showed up. Rigby's family, of course, Muscle, Starla, and Margaret, and Chop. I gotta give Rigby props for the Chopper 6 entrance. I thought that was creative. It was a hell of a lot better than the banana entrance. If that would have been the entrance, Jesus Christ. But yes, as we go on, we finally get to the ceremony, and Rigby just, I can't even describe this because Rigby just went completely downhill, which rightfully so. I mean, if this is the first time he's given a speech, he's going to get that. And can we just give good shout outs to Principal Dean for stalling for as long as he did? I give that man a lot of credit in the world. But yeah, Rigby, as it looks like he's about to break down, Mordecai miraculously shows up and he says, seriously, like this was just so wrong. Like, even though I actually thought Mordecai was good, which is weird because he was good at being a douchebag, pretty much. But yeah, but of course we knew Mordecai, he was just gonna come through for Rigby like always. But it was kind of good to see on how, because again, it's always been like Mordecai basically like talking Rigby down and Rigby having to come back for him. Now it's kind of the roles reversed. It's kind of good seeing Rigby kind of get the one up on Mordecai. I'm not going to lie, because we've seen Mordecai get the one up on Rigby way too many times. So it's kind of good. But Mordecai, he said, I kind of like the fact that I was doing better than you because did it make you feel smarter? Like maybe Rigby's been this intelligent all along. Like seriously, it just amazes me how much they have hidden talent from Rigby so much since this show started. And it's like now we're getting to see the nitty gritty of what Rigby can actually bring when he actually gets his mind right and puts himself together. So I thought that was good. And of course, Rigby, he finally sums up the courage, thanks to Mordecai as usual. And the speech, I can't describe it because it was so fantastic. Like seriously, people, I felt like running a marathon to China after I heard this. And yes, shout out to the Hello China reference. I'm telling you. But yeah, and Rigby, like I said, he just gave an awesome speech. And again, his character development through this season has just been fantastic. Bravo to the regular show creative team for keeping good continuity, which actually they kept good continuity throughout this entire season. But yeah, this is probably the last episode we're gonna, I mean, who knows what we will get there. Now, as all is well, Benson finally looks like he gets Pam, but all of a sudden they get their beepers, and it's like, get back to the park immediately. And they get back to the park. It looks like the party is going to happen. And then all of a sudden, the button returns. They push the button, every single one of them, and then rise up does the dome and the whole park itself. and they're going all the way to outer space with Eileen there, and that's it. Interesting way to end that special. And that was Rigby's graduation special. Overall thoughts on this special? I actually thought everything was great until the end. Because while I give credit for them intertwining two stories in that special, I feel as if they were trying to tell way too much, because it's like, if this was pretty much about Rigby's graduation special, it should have been more emphasis on him in the end. But I kind of get, I sort of get like why they did, because it gives a big cliffhanger. This is a huge cliffhanger. Like, does this even have possibility from the regular show, the movie aspect, that they came up with this idea? So we don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I don't even know what's going to happen, but overall, but yeah, this, I really enjoyed this special. Like, I so feel bad that I couldn't watch this like on air because I don't have cable. I have to watch it online. But yeah, really good special. Rigby again, once again, is the MVP of this season. Really have loved his stuff. So I'm guessing that this is, I mean, obviously, like, we're not going to get any more episodes for a while. So if that was the case, then if they're going to end, like, because this is not going to be the end of this show, period. And this is a way for them to probably like stem into another season, which they can get away with now. So yeah, really good episode. Kind of iffy on how they portrayed Mordecai a little bit in this episode, because we don't see this side of him so often. But it was something new and it was refreshing, and it all worked out at the end. So yeah, good graduation special episode. People, go check it out. You will be amazed, believe me. And the speech, it will make you run. It will make you go run a marathon. I am telling you. But yeah, and as far as I'm concerned, that was my regular review. And I will see you when I see you. Peace out.